Welcome. We are back to the Premier247 recruiting show. We break down the future stars of college football. I'm Night Knowles with you. Tonight we're going to dive into the top quarterbacks, the nation's top 10 recruits, then hit running backs, wide receivers, and DBs. That includes corners, frees, and strongs. So let's get started into this ordeal here with the top quarterbacks as we look here at the Premier 11. And we have Kyle Vaughn, who has chosen Penn State. And we're going to look at these guys' recruiting cards here in a second. And we didn't get to highlight him previously. I think he was committed back in the debut show, but this guy is really, really special. Then we have Gage out of Clemson, committed to Clemson, Nunez, Michigan. We won't look at speed. We'll see Rosa that's committed to Utah, and our boy Orion, who will hopefully be assisting me on this show here soon. Then we'll hit Klein and wrap up with Osgood out of TCU, committed to TCU. So we'll get into the player cards here. So we'll go from the bottom to the top here. Let me move this a little bit over. Get his face in there. All right. Jamichael Osgood, committed to TCU. And he is a very skilled player. Throw power 90. More of a pocket passer for Unc and TCU, Uncle Sam's Rejects. Play action 78, short 87, so he'll hit 90, mid-90s probably after his, I would say, hopefully his redshirt freshman year. 82 medium, then he struggles a little bit with the deep ball consistently, but obviously the seventh best quarterback in the class here. We'll go on to hit Klein. Committed to South Carolina, 6'2", 200 from Acworth, Georgia, right down the street from where I am. He has some abilities to him. Extender, mobile deadeye, pull down, and field general, which I believe is gold right there, and then platinum road dog, which will help him get them hot routes and audibles a lot better to his teammates. Then you look at it, 93 throw power, 84 speed, break sack 85. So he's going to be a problem in the SEC, breaking sacks from those defensive ends and maybe some outside linebacker pressures. But 6'2", 200 looks like I would arguably put him probably as a second or third best guy here. But positionally, he's sixth best quarterback. We'll keep going. Moving on to Rosa, committed to Orion at Utah. My guy didn't give me a very good picture here. Got some glare on it from his phone photos, but that's all right. Silver field general. Scrambler, 6'2", 224 out of California. I think he's state's second best recruit behind Nunez, that's committed to Michigan. But dude is racked out in abilities. Extender, off platform, option keying. I'm not too sure how much Orion will use the option, but this might put that in his repertoire. And magician, get out of the pocket. 92 throw power. Then you see the acceleration and speed on your screen right there. So he, I think he will be a problem for the Pac-12. Right? We still have them in the Pac-12. We create that, or did we move them to the Big 12? I can't remember. I have to see, but expect him to light up the scoreboard, rack up the yards, and probably has his quarterback for the rest of the release right there in Rosa. We'll skip speed. We'll go on up to Nunez. Out of California, Yuba City, California, 6'3", 218. Number one out of California, third best in the quarterback position. Missing the ability here, but got field general, 94 throw power, 85 short, I believe. 86 break sack, 85 short, 85 deep, which is big. 79 medium, so he can hit the short ball and he can hit the deep ball, but where you would like it probably in the mid 80s for medium is he's going to be off a few passes attempts, but platinum extender, which will be huge in his game. Haven't caught many Scotians games, Michigan. Hopefully we'll get to, but he has lost, I believe, one game, and he's up in the top 10, as you can see at the bottom of the screen. Michigan's up to 6, so Nunez will be a big factor, I believe, going forward for his program. Moving on to Gage, Clemson, 49er George in the chat. Out of South Carolina, so he got the 5-star to stay home. 6'3", 207, improviser, clear-headed, natural, which will help in some rain games. Maybe get some rain games in Florida, maybe a rain game in Clemson. Who knows? Death Valley shouldn't rain, but pull down, off platform, extender, mobile deadeye. George likes to move the pocket a little bit, but he likes to get the ball downfield to his big receivers. 91 throw power, 84 deep, which is big, 85 short. Again, another mid-70s medium accuracy guy. So we'll see how that works out. 79 speed, so he might run him a little bit, maybe not, but he might tell us his little scheme in chat. But he is another 5-star heading to Clemson, South Carolina, and now the number one quarterback, probably the number one player, arguably, even though it says nationally 4, in Kyle Vaughn, which once I got his card from Philly, I was kind of blown away by this. I mean, goal field general, magician, extender, 91 throw power, 85 speed, 93 excel. So this guy, 83 throw and run, 86 break sack, under pressure, he's going to be I think he'll be a very dynamic player, and he might help close the gap between him and Waite and Ohio State. Who knows? But Yeah, George said he's not running at all. But Kyle Vaughn is gonna. We'll see what the end of the year what his development trait looks like. But I expect to be impact star or superstar or higher. Like this kid, I think can change Penn State's direction going forward. So let me know in the chat what you think about these quarterbacks. Um, real quick, flash them all up here again. But obviously, Kyle Vaughn is number one quarterback for a reason. Gage, Nunez, Rosa, Klein, Osgood, we all hit. And you got Speed that committed to Alabama, Rooks, Missouri, Aviles, Georgia, and then while this I didn't get it published, but Cantwell has spurned the Razorbacks and Coach Diermon for College Station and Texas A&M. So Diermon, don't get the quarterback that you probably need going forward, but hopefully you had one in your back pocket that you could recruit. All right, so we'll hit these top 10 recruits of Premier College football. And I just basically went off of the any all tab here. Really one through 15 or whatever, because I took out the quarterbacks. But top 10 recruits of Premier College football. And one goes to Simmons, who is featured in the graphic, committed to Ohio State. You got Nicholas Wolf, an athlete / receiver, going to Clemson. And you got Cliff Robinson, a wide receiver, going to Wisconsin. Joining him will be Cotton, who's an athlete receiver, to Wisconsin also. Then you got Brazil, who's a running back, Bama. Salt, I misspelled that. The A got in before the L in the graphic. Slauson, should be Slauson down here. An athlete / receiver. I screwed that one up too. I thought one of these players got screwed up, and I had to go back, and obviously they didn't check my work. But Slauson's a receiver. Doss is your free safety going to Michigan. Aldridge is your running back athlete, TCU. Burks is your right tackle going to Bama. And then Teal is your defensive end going to Bama. I believe that is it. Yeah, Burks right tackle, Teal right end. So that extra, I just forgot to bump them down. But there you go. Let's check the chat out real quick. Yeah, well, we're going to hit all these besides Burks, the right tackle, tonight as we get through these positions. But I'll get this fixed before I post it in the chat. But I hate that it went out on social media, but it is what it is. I forgot to go back and fact check it. But here's your top 10 recruits in the nation. Now, let's get into we'll get into these running backs first. All right, we'll start from the bottom. So Drango, I got this card before he was committed, but since the Airman did get a running back 4-star out of Nebraska receiving back, you can see here carrying is better put him through the fall camp of holding on to the rock a little bit, but 90 speed, 91 acceleration should get him to and from the hole. Change of direction 86, agility is 89, so a good back to get on his first class, especially being the state's number one out of Nebraska. I don't know why Arkansas was recruiting Nebraska. Honestly, that's kind of crazy. I know he's been saying that he's getting a lot of Louisiana kids, but number one out of Nebraska, number 9 running back. Moving on. Go to Creech. Committed to our good buddy Chris in Kansas State. Coming all the way from Pennsylvania, power back, 6 foot, 230 pounds. Let me move this card a little bit. So, 89 acceleration, 90 speed for a 6 foot, 230 pound back. He's gonna probably be the early one, and then he'll probably bring in Lightning at the end of the game or in the middle of the game, and then end with Creech to continue the pounding pause. But look at those daggone abilities. Head first, downhill, balance. Good luck if he gets a lead, because Creech is going to put it in the ice cooler and seal the game. So I think a lot of people were making fun of Chris for this big back, but that guy is going to be a load for the Big 12, and if Chris gets a lead, good luck. Better go through his ankles. On to the next, Landry with Miami and Sid Dog. Probably what you expect coming out of Hollywood, Florida. 90 acceleration, 89 speed, 86 carry, stiff arm, 86 for another power back, 6 foot, 229. So not just lightning coming out of South Florida, but some power coming out of there too. I gotta know this because I'm gonna face him every year. I gotta stop that big body bag. So good get for Sid there. Fifth positionally, 6th in the state, 37th best player in the nation. Moving on to Spears. So you kind of get, I wouldn't say Saquon Barkley, but who's their back now? Singleton, more Singleton in real life / more of a slash back here. 5'11", 182. Pair him with the quarterback. You got a formidable duo in the backfield. You got 92 acceleration, 90 speed with this back. 360, hit the spin moves. Road dog, team player. So probably use him out in the passing game too. Get him out in space. 5-star. Hunted him all the way from Michigan, so stole him out of Michigan and Ann Arbor and East Lansing and Michigan State. So took him from those two programs. So he saw something in Penn State to decide that he wants to go play with the #1 quarterback and go play for Coach Philly up there. All right. Who's next? We got Herrera, Bama. Coach Clay infiltrated Texas and took the third best player out of the state away from TCU and Champ out of Texas. Loses back 5'11", 207. So have a little bit of weight behind him running a rock. But you see that 93 acceleration, put his foot in the ground, get to his top speed, 94. Got a little sidestep, a little 360. Really like this kid. Expect him to. I gotta see his roster, but I would expect him to see some reps next year as a true freshman. So just had to see the chat real quick. A little bit closer. All right, not bad. But yeah, Herrera taking one out of Arlington, Texas, out of the Texas school's backyards is major. And I mean, shoot, it's Alabama, so they got the recruiting prowess in this game. All right, hit Aldridge, gets an elusive back out of Houston. So you got two 5-star backs out of Texas, and one picks an in-state school, and one decides to go to Alabama. So someone's doing something right down there, and I think you'll see TCU break through here very, very soon. But Aldridge, State, #1 player in Texas, 2 in the nation for halfbacks. 5'10", 197. He got some. I like to see him put on about 8 pounds to get it over that 205 mark. Get close to the 205 mark. See if he can take the hits and sustain over a course of the season. But again, sidestep, 360, 91 acceleration, 90 speed. Now I think this is where he gets a little separated. Is the agility is 92, and he's got 88 change of direction. So get in and out of cuts, go wide zone, get a cut back. So, and with what Unc likes to do down there in TCU and Fort Worth is to distribute the ball to his playmakers and get them the ball quick. He's going to get a lot of work. All right, and the #1 back is Brazil, or Brazil, however you want to pronounce it. And Bama gets another 5-star. This one coming out of Florida, the state's #1 prospect, #1 prospect in the state, #1 prospect at running back, and top 5 nationally out of West Palm Beach. What is it? 90 acceleration, 94 speed. So he's got a great 1-2 punch right here of a 5'11", 236 with 94 speed. Good gosh. Do not let Coach Clay get a lead, because he will freaking suffocate it out of us. He's got a 5'11", 207 back and a 5'11", 236 back. And they're both freaking ballers. So good luck to the SEC and trying to tackle those dudes. So there you go. Moving on to our wide receivers. Costello. All right. Niner George is going to have some airtime here with his two receivers coming out of here and Wisconsin. We got Costello committed to Clemson now. At the time he sent me the card, he was still deciding on a few schools. But you see 6'4", 198 out of Griffin, Georgia. Don't have a lot of abilities. The natural come into play in some rain, some weather games. 87 acceleration, 93 speed. At 6'4" will be big. 82 release, so he's gonna get off press pretty well. And then spectacular catch, 88. So throw it up to the man and let him go get it. Then we got Lawson, Carolina. In-state kid, number one in the state of South Carolina. You can see there, Tennessee, Clemson. I'm sure we're recruiting him, but the check marks aren't there now. But I'm sure they were on the kid. 6'6", 201, 89 excel, 96 speed. So do not let him get a free release, or he's gonna be freaking hitting the head on a goalpost, going the 9 route, go routes, post, glance, get this kid the ball. And I've watched very little of him in Carolina, but if he didn't throw it up, he's going to be throwing it up here soon. 49 George is saying he's stolen from him from Clemson, so it's going to be interesting when those two lock up in in-state Palmetto Bowl. See what happens between Costello, Slauson, and Wolf, who we'll get to here in a second. But moving on, Cotton. Back-to-back Wisconsin players here. So, I mean, you got 6'5", and you're going to have 6'4" on the other side. So pick your poison if you're in the Big Ten. Who's going to beat you? But Cotton, natural winning time. He's going to win 50-50 balls, balanced, Riku, 84 catching traffic, 89 spec catch, 90 excel, 91 speed. So took him out of Pennsylvania, and I'm sure Philly Carnage and Penn State were trying to get him. But State, number one prospect out of Pennsylvania. Wisconsin getting the 2 and the 3 positionally at receiver is huge for his offense, and I have no clue what his offense looks like, but I know I've seen some scores. He's been putting up some points. So here's Robinson. .6'4", 204, 91 excel, 94 speed. So he's a bit faster than Cotton. 90 spec, 50-50 again in balance. So a lot of 50-50 head top balls going up in Wisconsin. So good luck, Big Ten. I hope you got the DBs, and I know Ohio State will. So a lot of mossing going on in Madison, Wisconsin. And number 1, Nicholas Wolf, who's an athlete out of Virginia, arguably the number 2 best in the country overall, number 1 out of Virginia, and number 1 wide receiver. Has some mental abilities, but no physical game on field abilities. And you see that catching traffic is 78, which might cause some issues for him. But you can't catch it in traffic if you burn by everybody. So 91 acceleration, 95 speed. So give me that rat catch in Clemson. 86 release. So I won't be able to beat pressing him with the Knowles. And I'm kind of confused on how that wasn't a protected rivalry or why they didn't put that in this game. But that's here nor there right now. So there's your top receivers in the land. George says he asked to play. He requested to play running back. 6'2", 205 running back. 91 acceleration, 95 speed. That'd be a nice. How big is Najee Harris? He's about 5'11", right? 6 foot. But he's more 220-ish. It's not a very good comparison. I'm trying to think about a comparison. You think a running back at 6'2" would be about 215 plus. Could go back and say Carlos Williams from Florida State during the national title year. What is that? All right. Moving on. Cornerbacks. I get to highlight my guy first. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to figure out his carry and position changes. If it's not very high, then I don't know. It'd be tough. All right, we're gonna hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 corners real quick. Right here. First one, Ash out of Fort Myers, Florida. 16th best in the state. 9th best corner. 118th nationally. No big deal. 4-star. Didn't really fully scout him. As soon as I saw the acceleration, that was about all I needed to see. And I think the speed's going to be 90 right there. But I saw that in zone coverage. I liked what I saw. So you got Javen and plus right there, 6'3", 196, big corner. Got to fight. Got to fight the receivers of Clemson and Miami and Notre Dame. So need some taller corners. But moving on. I believe next is Yang. Sorry. Committed to North Carolina. Thompson, Georgia, 6'2", 176. Now, you got Ash at 6'3", 190. And then Yang at 176. I like to see a 6'2" corner about probably 185, 190-ish, but set the tone. I don't know if he's told his players yet or not, but I think he might be dipping to Oklahoma. So who knows what will happen again? But 89 excel, 89 speed, 91 agility, 93 change of direction. All good qualities to have as a corner right there. Man coverage is 78, so more man coverage in zone. Hopefully he will progress well. And I like this guy. I think he can play in the slot. Obviously, his tendency is a slot, but that's what you gotta have. I think you gotta have quick twitch in the slot. Moving on to Sieg. I wanted to hit. We don't have any ratings on him, but 6th best corner going to Utah. Orion recruit again, 6'3", 187. Just wanted to highlight him on the show. Another Wolf. I don't know. Try to get it from Lupski. Not sure how you pronounce it. Lupski. But our Washington State coach out there, 6'1", 186. Wanted to highlight him. 5-star. Number 1 out of Oregon. 4th best corner. And then let's go to Brown and Simmons, which arguably interchangeable corners. We highlighted these two players on our first show, on the debut show. But Brown, jammer, house call, 84 man, 90 excel, 98 speed. So man-to-man all over this kid out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So Bama is coming down into Florida, and he went into Texas. So I know Coach Clay hasn't officially won anything, I don't think, in this release, but that's got to be stopped. We got to stop that. That goes to all our Florida schools, all our Texas schools. Can't let Bama to come into our states anymore. But arguably the top corner, along with Simmons, who was our featured top 10 player here. Now, you get a little Brown is way better in man coverage. 90 or 84. What was it? 84? 84, sorry. 84 man. Simmons, 77 man. You still got the acceleration and the speed there, but what is going to happen on over routes, digs, corner routes? Well, how's Simmons going to treat those type of routes? Now, if you got straight line, fly speed, go routes, he's gonna eat that up. But any breaking route, he might have trouble, even though he's got 91 agility and 92 change of direction. How's he gonna stay with the cutter? That's my only concern with Simmons. Yeah, I take Simmons 6'2" all day, but I think I take Brown overall on my team. How I'd want to play defense. But there you go. Arguably could interchange them, really. All right, free safeties. Now, I think this kid, from what I've heard, or both of these free safeties might end up being linebackers for Champ and Texas TV. Kesatati, I don't know. Afa, what a name! All name team right here. 6'1", 217. have a very clear picture there. Gotta get these guys better to send me in clear pictures. Tackle. If he does move the linebacker, tackling at 69 is not going to cut it. But 87 acceleration. Is that 95 speed? Is that 95 speed? Hold on. Let me make sure. You got a better picture in the chat. Let me check it out. The old click wheel. I still can't tell on here. I think it is 95 speed, 87 acceleration, 69 tackle. So zone coverage is 81, which you want as a deep safety. Could be higher, but I don't know. If he changes him to linebacker, he better be gang tackling, because he's not gonna make any solo tackles at 69 tackle. All right, let's move on. Enough on Dart or that kid. Darden is next, out of Texas. So he got 2 free safeties. He did. Sorry, my full screen got messed up. All right. Darden out of Texas, 6'3", 222. He's 6'1", 217. So I don't know. One of them's going to backer, I think. Tackle is 78. I think this might be the kid that's going to backer. He's going to have probably a little bit more success at backer than the other kid, but these two, they're 6 and 5 at free safety. I'm kind of unimpressed by the top safety guys, by the safety class. Let's keep going. We'll go to Turk. USC Sir Tokes makes the show. 5'11", 192. Out of Hawaii. He's coming from the island to the mainland. Number 1 out of Hawaii. 96 speed, 89 acceleration, 84 change of direction. Man is 80, so you might see a little bit of corner playing out of Turk. Like to see this zone coverage a bit deeper or a bit better so he can play deep, but that's okay. If he's going to man him up, maybe moving the corner, who knows? Hybrid. Moving on, Tolzien, TCU, out of Texas, state's 4th best prospect, 6'2", 218, for Unk, 88 speed, 89 acceleration. Where's his zone? 71. Man coverage 74. So don't know what his roster looks like right now, but he's probably a candidate for a red shirt. Try to get him to play more deep coverage for him over top. See what he can do in a year from now. Yeah, Turk speed's good, but I'm with you. I like my safeties at 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2". Obviously, if you're old enough to remember Taylor Mays at USC at 6'4", 6'4" to 6'6" safeties would be the dream. But another, it says he's a bust, so put a four star bust, high end 3 star. So we'll see what he looks like coming in the fall camp. Moving on to Jones. Out of, where is he? Florida. Staying in the state. This might be more, your top 2 free safeties are probably what you want in your program right here. Sid gets a big time player, I believe. 88 excel, 92 speed. Play rec is 80. Zone coverage 76. So I like this kid. I think I'm not sure if I was number 1 to begin the year on him or not. I can't remember back then. Back to that. I believe there was 1 or 2 of these players that I started out number 1 and I put all my points into them and they fell off of me. So I don't know what I did, but Jones is, hopefully I won't be throwing too many picks his way. All right, moving on to Doss. Now, Michigan coming down into Florida. I think this is the kid I was number 1 on, and he came down and swooped in and took him from me, and I have no clue how. But 6'3", 210, 90 excel, 91 speed, 76 man. I would have liked this kid to be in my program, but Doss was a bad L for me to take on the recruiting trail. But at least he goes to the Big Ten in Michigan. Yeah, he did steal my lunch money out of Naples. I wonder what his pipeline is, because I got a 4 here. But moving on. Last position we'll cover tonight. The strong safeties. I guess I didn't get Nunez. Give me a second. 1 second. I thought he posted him. Yeah, he did. Hold on. Let me get him cut out real quick. Inserted. I thought I saved it. Maybe I did. Didn't go back and fix it. Oh, I did. Dang. Ooh, shoot. All right, sorry. Cooks. Miami gets 2 strong safeties. I don't know what his plan is here. He might be moving 1 or 2, maybe 1 to linebacker. I don't know. I don't know what Sid does. But 6 foot, 204, Winter Park, Florida, 79 zone. You kind of want your strong, I think, to play a bit more man coverage. At least I like to, because I like to keep my free safety deep. There's a little tidbit. 89 excel, 92 speed, Tackles 70. So, man, I hope he does. No, he can't move in the backer. I don't think he's not at the weight. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think he can move him. All right, moving on to his second safety that he got. Zymines. 6'2", 196, West Palm Beach, 7th best strong safety, 45 best in the state. Probably should not put plus 200 on this show, but 378 nationally, 92 speed, 88 excel, tackle 68. So both of these dudes I think will be playing strong. Don't really yes, I like them. I would recruit them, but from an elite standpoint, I don't think those two guys are there, at least initially. Moving on to Fala. South Carolina committed to him. Don't have a card, don't have ratings on him. So we'll just hit him real quick. Move on. Go up to Branham. I don't know if you sent me this card or not, George, but I didn't find it, or I quickly overlooked it probably, but he's coming out of your backyard, Rock Hill, South Carolina, run sport, 5'10", 212. Would say he's probably got 88 acceleration, 88 speed, I'd say, up there somewhere. Don't know what his coverage skills were like, but moving on. Nunez got this card. SC Washington State are hot on him. SC is moving out in front. If Champ in Texas wanted to swoop in late, would probably have a good chance of getting him back, coming, staying closer at home. But 4-star out of Texas, 80 zone, 87 acceleration, 86 speed. So slow in on the safety. You'd either have to set him deep playing 2-man or let him play cover 3, be the down safety, walk him into the box. But 70 tackle he's gonna have to get people to stutter his feet and get game tackles going on here. All right, and now the last player, Felice, Georgia. I think BJ was on his way moving. Didn't get this card. It's N247. My bad. I probably overlooked it. I think I did overlook it. Now that you mentioned it. Yep, there he is. Oh, you didn't send the ratings. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Theo, we'll go back to Branham since he's the guy that we have information on now. Legion clear-headed, 88 acceleration, 88 speed. Man coverage is 62, zone 70. So he is not a role player. He's not going to be a role player. He's not going to play. You going to cut him? He's a gym though. He's a gym. You got that working for him. he might see action as a redshirt sophomore, depending on what that roster looks like. Let's see if I can get him up here real quick. Here we go. Get out of here, Felice. All right, Theo. Yeah, I'm with you. Zones low. You just have to play that down safety. You make a play or two. Who knows? That green gem he might come in fall camp and surprise you. Who knows? All right, closing thoughts. Who do you think some good? Who you see being a contributor or superstar out of the running backs, wide receivers, and DBs? I like Aldridge and Brazel or Brazel as running backs. As receivers, I like Wolf, Clemson's receiver, Rob and Cotton. Both Wisconsin players are gonna be ballers, I think. Corners, obviously Simons, and Brown. Both those kids are going to be big time players. I think Sieg, depending on what we see out of Sieg's card, I think he might be a player. Ash, I'm going to try to turn into a player. And then our free safeties, I think Doss is going to be a big time player. Maybe Tolzien. Turk, I think, will get more reps at corner. If I were him, he'd play corner some. And then strong safeties. Who knows what Felice looks like. And Nunez. The strong safety class is the worst out of these, 4 position groups? 5 position groups. You can lump them in the safeties if you want, but not very good, I don't think. All right, so that's a wrap. Let's do this. Let's go look at the top classes. Since I got it over here on the side. All right. We go Alabama, Ohio State, Wisconsin, South Carolina, Clemson, 5th, Notre Dame, TCU. Then we got a sneaky Michigan State computer team in the top 10. Then we got Tennessee, and rounding out the top 10 is Miami. So what you see here is definitely 8 5-stars for Bama. shoot, the next highest is South Carolina with 3, and they're 4th. So they got 16 recruits at 251 points. And you got Ohio State with 6 more recruits, and they're 10 overall points behind them. But obviously, Alabama's dominating 5 stars. Ohio State's got the most 4 stars. And behind them is Clemson and George, Wisconsin, and Wyatt, Notre Dame. Who's got the most 3 stars? Liberty. Then you got Oregon, who's a user, DM Gaming, Dalton with the 18 3 stars. So I wonder what those dudes, those guys must be a lot of gems, I would think. All right. That's basically the closing thoughts right there. But look to highlight the trenches next time. O-line, D-line, tackles, guards, center, then D-ends, D-tackles. Backers might get their own show. But definitely we gotta hit the offensive line and defensive line. I like defensive backs, but if I were to take another position on defense to coach, it would be the defensive ends and edge rushers. I enjoy those dudes a lot, especially when you got players at those positions. But as you can see at the bottom left, there's a game of the week that hasn't been played yet. Texas TV and Tennessee Zeus. It's a number 1 and number 10 battle in the college football playoff rankings. I don't know how much impact that will have on recruiting per se at this time, but it is a big time game in the race for a playoff spot. So, with that said, this has been Week 11 recruiting Premier247. We are signing out. Peace.